It was a disappointing day Saturday for LSU as Jace Matthews, four-star wide receiver, it was Friday, picked Auburn over LSU. So where do the Tigers go from here? Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger, good enough to join us as he does every Tuesday. Shea, how are you, man?
I'm doing well, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing great. Probably no surprise, but reaction to the Jace Matthews decision?
Not a shocker. I mean, LSU, it was surprising that they were able to make such a big surge into that one where, given that they've already got arguably the best three-man receiver class in the country, including the number one receiver in the country, Tristan Keys out of Mississippi, and then coming out of Mississippi as well, the number two receiver in the country, Jace Matthews, who forever Auburn was always kind of viewed as the leader. But early on, I mean, when you're that highly ranked, you're going to finish as a 5-star, all of that. The offers pile up, Matt, and for LSU to kind of be the other last team standing ahead of A&M and in-state Ole Miss and a number of other programs, at least speaks to kind of the pitch they've got from whether it's development at the wide receiver position, what guys are doing in the NFL, track record, current team, NIL, rev share. We've seen from this class and how they put it together that it's pretty balanced and impressive to even be in that mix. And I will say, though, that I do still think I would not be surprised if they found a way to add a fourth receiver to this class just because of guys that are kind of leading the program after this year and balancing out that room.
We'll get right back to the video, but thrilled to welcome Our Lady of the Lake to AFR LSU. As the championship health partner of LSU athletics, the physicians at Our Lady of the Lake serve the champions on the field in the purple and gold, but that same level of care is available to you and your family. I've been a proud supporter of Our Lady of the Lake my entire life, from volunteering at the Ronald McDonald Playroom as a high schooler to helping so many of the fundraising efforts for the standalone children's hospital, to my own son being a patient now at that very children's hospital, and my primary care physician, Dr. Kurt Chastain at Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. Our Lady of the Lake has been a part of my medical journey my entire life, and you can learn more as well. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. Is there or are there other positions of need still remaining in this 26 class?
Quarterback has to sit at the top of your list, and I know they've solved that issue twice in the portal with guys who won the Heisman, but at the same time, your current quarterback is a guy you recruited out of high school who took a red shirt and waited his turn. So you've experienced both highs of this, and I think you always want to have the ability to turn to a high school guy, a guy you've developed, and not have to go portal hunting, which is a bit more of an unknown. That being said, kind of a golden rule, even during the portal era, has been you don't go 2 cycles without taking a high school quarterback, and we know what happened with Underwood a year ago. So, yeah, Matt, I think that even though they missed kind of in the race for the one quarterback they had circled this spring, I think that when you move into the fall, I would not be surprised by September, October, if we hear something of a prospect out there flipping to LSU, given that most everybody is now committed at quarterback. But LSU, without having a quarterback a year ago, high school-wise, and still having an open spot here, I think is still a pretty enticing selling point to a number of guys out there.
Yeah, Shea, when you look at the quarterbacks for 26 there at the Rivals rankings, I mean, is there a player or players, maybe someone LSU had been in on before they might be able to flip? Like, who are the targets we might be looking at quarterback?
I mean, they had been in on a number of guys, and really when Underwood flipped, at that point, you're getting into the game so late.
Yeah.
Even if you've got contact with guys, by that point, many are committed. Others, are they going to follow Underwood? And then obviously Bo Bentley was kind of the guy all spring, and I think he obviously sticks with OU, in my opinion. That was kind of the thought going into it, was they were the leader, but he didn't even start until his junior year. So he didn't blow up until after that, which kind of coincided with LSU losing Underwood. So his recruitment was just beginning, which allowed LSU to be in it till the very end. I would think that I've heard that they feel good about getting a quarterback. My guess is the reason that there isn't a name out there is because mom is the word. And certainly, look, in recruiting, that's kind of always the approach. if you're really trying to go out and flip a position like quarterback. But I bet even more so in the NIL and rev share era, we've seen this a lot with teams where it's kind of a surprise whether you get beat out for a kid or someone flips on you. A lot of the work is done kind of beforehand and quietly so that the other program doesn't have a chance to counter.
Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger. Got to ask about 27 because Elijah Haven's a name I feel like we're going to talk about, I don't know, maybe every Tuesday for the next year and a half. There were some recruiting predictions I saw that have him as a Florida lean. What, if anything, do you or should we make of that?
Yeah, let's remember, this is a guy who's not started his junior year of high school yet.
Right.
So a lot of time here left for his recruitment to unfold. That being said, I did just say quarterback dominoes often fall early. There was a thought that Michigan may have had the inside track. We're recruiting the hardest. They took a quarterback commit on Monday that was not Elijah Haven. So everyone sort of shifted that to, okay, then Florida's been recruiting him pretty heavily. LSU has as well. I think the reality of LSU right now is that they're balancing, hey, are we going to take a couple of quarterbacks and which guys do we want? And obviously you're going to chase national guys, or if they're good enough, you're going to be heavily in pursuit of them and interested. But at the same time, you've got Elijah Haven here in Baton Rouge. You've got Peyton Houston at Evangel. Both these guys are nationally recruited quarterbacks. And then you've got your starting quarterback's younger brother is ranked in the top 10 quarterbacks in the country as well, who also has, real interest in you've been recruiting heavily. So I'm going to guess that, and whether it's Joe Sloan or Sloan and the staff, how they approach quarterbacks here is, let's see everyone play that first month or so of your junior year. And you really get a feel, Matt, you're around high school football all the time. You get a feel for kind of how much a guy has grown between those 2 years. And then you still have a senior year to come. So I just think from an evaluation standpoint and then pivoting to know, okay, this is what our plan is, that'll come after all these guys play, a month or so of football. And look, if a guy commits during that time, it is what it is. Certainly LSU will have those conversations. And a guy like Elijah Haven is just not going to pop for Florida without talking with a team like LSU, the in-state team, about where he kind of fits into their plans moving forward.
A couple more for you, Shea. I know JT Lindsay was arrested over the weekend, so his future is uncertain. We're all hoping for the best. This after Trey Holly, obviously, is no longer part of the program, and LSU finds himself really thin at running back. I would imagine that becomes a pretty big need for the class of 2026 moving forward. Where do they stand at that position for 26?
Yeah, KJ Edwards was the guy that Frank Wilson kind of circled. He was the only running back who made an official visit coming out of Texas and ended up picking Texas A&M. So, look, can you potentially flip him? I don't know, but obviously his name belongs on the list given that he was the top target. I think that's one where you kind of get an eye on, hey, what guys in, and we haven't seen any Louisiana guys emerge to the level of getting an offer or anything like that. So what guys are there then, if not Louisiana, Mississippi, East Texas, some of these border states that could have big senior years, and then you can make an offer. I think more so than that, though, immediate help's probably needed. So I just think you have to find a way to get through this fall. A high school prospect isn't going to help you there regardless because they're playing their senior year of high school. And then you get in the portal. And I know you could take one maybe, but Matt, you tell me, I would feel more comfortable if they took a couple of guys, who did maybe a couple of different things, knowing that Caden Durham's probably in his final year after this one. And then a guy like Harlan Berry, you blink your eyes, he hasn't played a game yet. But when we're talking about recruiting this class and bringing portal guys in, he's already in year 2.
If there's one other position maybe that you look at, Shea, it's a position Brian Kelly's recruited heavily and developed throughout his career that because of guys leaving via the portal, they're all of a sudden a little thin at, and that's a tight end. Obviously, Bauer Sharp will be gone after this year. Trey'Dez, we assume, will play 2 more years, then probably be off to the NFL. Where do they stand at tight end for 2026?
Right, and look, they brought another tight end in the portal, Donovan Green, but, would you get something out of him this year as a third guy now that he can be healthy again, or does that play into another year and help carry over a little bit? J.D. LaFleur, John, I think is their freshman that was the lone signee at the position this past cycle. And you're making this transition to Alex Atkins, who was FSU's O-line coach, or OC at the time when he got let go, but now he's your tight ends coach. So he's kind of having to feel out everything late in the game. I still think that they flip someone, Matt. I wouldn't tell. Georgia has 3 tight ends committed. 2 of them were pretty interested in LSU. Like, I think at one point maybe you can get in there and flip a guy. But, yes, I would think that is another position where you go high school. We'd love to add one no matter what. We're adding another in the portal for the exact reasons you just laid out.
He's on Twitter at Shea Dixon, on3, the Bengal Tiger. You can give him a follow there. Shea, always appreciate it, man. Do it again next week.
Thanks, Matt.
We appreciate it. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.